This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, now we will see how a interface. In SAP, there are various types of objects which you are going to perform. Means various types of custom developments you will be able to do that. Okay. So in SAP, we will call whatever may be the custom objects that we are going to do it. Those custom objects we will be calling as a RICEFs. Okay, so any custom development you are doing in SAP can be categorized into following objects known as RICEF. RICEF. So what is the full form of the RICEF? The full form of the RICEF is nothing but W. W is nothing but workflow. Then R means reports. Then I means interface. I means interface. అది క్లీన్ చేయించేమన్నా క్లీన్ చేస్తాడేమేమన్నా కాదు కాదు అంటే కొంచెం బ్లాక్ గా అది అయింది కదా ఏమన్నా క్లీన్ చేస్తాడేమో అడుగు ఓకే ఇంటర్ఫేస్ సి మీన్స్ కన్వర్షన్స్ కన్వర్షన్స్ మీ ఓకే ఈ మీన్స్ ఎన్హాన్స్మెంట్ ఎఫ్ మీన్స్ ఫార్మ్స్ okay so I can these are the some of the custom developments which I will be came across when I am working in a SAP implementation project or any of the rollout project. These are the custom objects. Custom objects. Okay, what is workflow? Workflow is nothing but a functionality. Anyone knows what is workflow? I think we came across when we are doing yeah, but what is the workflow? What is the meaning of the workflow? Yeah, workflow is the functionality of automatic mail triggering functionality. Means let us say in workflow can be implemented in many places. Like if I wanted to have the release strategy to be implemented, I can have the workflow mechanism. So if I want to have some approval mechanism for the purchase orders release, so I can have one release process or the workflow settings. If I wanted to have the invoice verification process, or if I wanted to create the materials, let us say I will raise the request first, then that request will go to you, you will approve that particular request, then it will go to some other person, then he will create the materials. Like that, workflow is nothing but a functionality of setting up automatic mail triggering to the various levels of people. For the tasks they need to perform. As a reminder, okay, workflow can be set up in multiple places. Like one place is the your purchase requisition release strategy. If you see the in the purchase requisition release strategy, you can have the workflow setups needs to be configured, or purchase order release strategy also you can use it for the release strategy for purposes. Purchase order release process, order release process. Okay, purchase requisition also you can use it for the automatic setting of the workflow settings. Then what is workflow? Workflow is nothing but a functionality where Let us say in my purchase requisition release or the purchase order release, there are normally how many levels of people will be involved maximum? Yes, maximum 8 number of people will be involved. Like level 1 is, let us say, supervisor of the production department. Level 2 is the assistant manager production department. Then level 3 is the manager production department. And level 4 is the senior manager production department. Level 5 is the AGM production department. Let us say if I have taken these 5 people into the as a release levels and created one purchase requisition or the purchase order release. Okay, let us say one purchase order release got triggered for this particular level of people. Whatever may be the release strategy that got triggered, it will have these levels of people included in it. Okay, I can, so if I don't have the workflow functionality, then let us say I want to release the purchase requisitions. What I have to do? I need to come to the office daily in the morning. I need to run one report. What is the open purchase requisitions report? Yeah, ME5A is the open purchase requisitions report, and I will run and I will see if there is any purchase requisitions that are pending for my approval or the release mechanism. Then based upon that particular report, I will be trying to approve the requisitions. But I don't want it to do that. I don't want to run the report, or I don't want to daily come to the office, do the approval of the requisitions based upon by running one report. Instead, I wanted to do the approval of the purchase requisitions automatically. Automatically means whenever there is a purchase requisition created by someone else, and I am the person, level 1 person who will be responsible for that particular release of the purchase requisition, my system should automatically trigger a mail to my mailbox. It will automatically trigger the mail and it will remind me to stating that so and so purchase requisition is pending for your release. Could you please go through the release mechanism of that particular purchase requisition? It will send one reminder. By using that particular reminder, you can directly log in into the SAP system then and there itself by having the mail configuration setup completely done. You can log in your via credentials into SAP. Then you will be able to release the requisition directly there itself. So once he released this, let us say he released the requisition, then what it will go, this requisition again will trigger the one more mail to the level 2 person. Then he will also, let us say, he will be receiving the mail into his inbox, and he will try to release that particular requisition by logging into the SAP system via inbox. You need not to go to the, he need not to directly go to the SAP logon and all those things. ME54N, all those things he need not to do. You have seen? Okay, he will directly go to the mail and he will click it. It will directly log in into his SAP system, and it will directly there at the ME54N and he will release it. Yes, yes. Yes, everything it will show. Okay, like that. So it will trigger the mails automatically, right? That is nothing but a workflow functionality. So, but we have discussed regarding the purchase requisition release process and the purchase requisition order release process functionality as a workflow. Like this, in other modules also there are so many places where you are using the release workflow mechanism.
So if you click that workflow, you can see where exactly it is pending at the moment, right? Who needs to give approval? Check that.
That one, I think we can check that one also.
Okay.
Everything can be tracked.
Which approval is pending?
Yes. Okay, but that level of workflow settings I haven't worked it, but everything is available in SAP. Okay, during the now we have the S4 HANA, right? In S4 HANA we have one functionality known as a flexible workflow functionality. So that is also one of the reset functionality which SAP has developed as a part of flexible workflow, as a part of S4 HANA. I also need to check what is flexible workflow. Flexible workflow in SAP. Okay. Okay, so they are saying it is a some of the predefined settings. They are saying flexible workflow custom scenario development by with my inbox integration. So flexible workflow also one type of workflow functionality only, but here the flexible workflow is a new concept introduced in SAP S/4HANA with the objective to simplify the workflow. It is recommended to use the new flexible workflow functionality in S/4HANA. The flexible workflow is based on some set of to define condition based workflow. Okay, there is no much difference between the flexible workflow and the SAP standard workflow. The difference is the flexible workflow will be automatically getting triggered based upon some of the parameters, predefined parameters. Let us say you have set some parameters. One is company code, purchase order document type, or the purchase organization as a some standard parameters. So let us say if I use this particular purchase order organization, this particular purchase document type, and this is the company code, then it should trigger the workflow automatically based upon some fixed parameters. It will try to trigger the workflow functionality. So that is nothing but a flexible workflow functionality which is now introduced by the SAP system. It is a part of complete S4 HANA. Okay, then what is the next type of custom objects which we are going to do? We are going to do the reports. You already know reports. We have already written one functional specification, right? We haven't written, but I explained you how to write a functional specification for the reports, how to take the requirements and how to write the functional specification for the reports which we have seen. Okay, so this is nothing but a reporting part. Reporting requirements. Then what else we have? We have the interface. What is interface?
This is one to one discipline to other discipline.
Yes,
The mutual communication.
yes.
Happens. Interfaces.
Interface is nothing but you have SAP system at one side and you have non-SAP system. Means you have Tally or something you have. Let us say you have Tally here and you are using SAP in your company. Okay, what will happen? You are doing so many activities in the Tally system. Some activities you want to transfer from Tally system to SAP system automatically. Okay, so then how this particular functional, the connection between two systems should work. Let us say I am doing in my company in the finance department, I am using Tally system to do the finance related activity. Or let us say we will not take Tally, we will take Java. So Java is one of the legacy system, let us say. I am using SAP in my company. Or you take not Oracle. There is one thing known as a I will take Clio or RPI. Let us say I have worked for one of the company where they are using SAP ECC Also, they are using RPI and Clio. There are two legacy systems. What is the business of this client was normally they are buying so many electronic components. Okay. What they will do, they will buy so many electronic components. Let us say I am the manufacturer. From me, they will buy so many electronic goods and components. Those electronic goods and components, when it reaches to the company, they will store in one of the third party system, third party warehouse. Third party warehouse means they are not having their own warehouse. They have hired one of the other person's warehouse and they are storing all these individual components into that particular warehouse. They will pay an amount of rental charges for the storage of the materials what they are storing in the third party warehouses. Monthly this amount of rental they will pay. Okay, but in this particular third party warehouse, they are using to manage the warehouse, they need one warehouse management system. If you are using and all those things, it will not work there. You need to have some, either you need to use SAP WM functionality, or either you need to implement over there SAP EWM functionality. So these two SAP softwares you need to develop or implement over there for the warehouse functionalities. If you don't want, but they don't want to implement SAP WM or EWM in the third party warehouse, they have already some of the legacy warehouse systems already working on some 20 years, 15 years back. So it is fully supporting the third party warehouse related SAP systems. They don't want to use SAP WM or EWM. Why? Because they are very much compatible with the RPI and the Clio. Okay, so this is the third party warehouse, but our client is using ECC system. Client is using the SAP ECC system, and he is storing the materials in the third party warehouse where they are using RPI and Clio as the warehouse management systems.
That's not SAP. Don't consider SAP.
It is not SAP, it is something non-SAP systems. They are very much compatible with those systems. Okay, but I am storing the materials in the third party warehouse, but how I will know whatever may be the transactions that are happening in the Red Prairie and Clio, whether they are happening properly or not. Also, I am using my own system SAP. Okay, so if I see I am not storing the stocks of the, I am not storing my stocks in SAP system, I am storing them in the RPI and the Clio systems for doing the post goods issue. For when you receive the customer delivery, you will be doing the post goods issue and you are creating the some invoice, all those documents over here in the third party legacy systems. So if you want to see, but whatever may be the transactions that you are performing in the RPI and Clio, which you are using in the warehouse to do the receipt and issue of the materials, you need to capture them in the SAP system as well. Means, let us say in the third party warehouse known as RPI, I am doing the transactions for the materials which I received in the RPI and Clio. There is one customer order came. Against that particular customer order, I am doing some post goods issue in the RPI system. But that transaction also should be replicated in SAP, right? Why? Because SAP is my basic system, main system. By using SAP, whatever may be the stock values and all those things, I will be taking SAP as a reference and generating the profit and loss statement. So whatever may be the activities like outbound delivery creation, and do the post goods issue against this outbound delivery creation. Everything should be automatically received to the SAP system. How these things will be automatically received into SAP systems? Sometimes the data can be transferred from RPI to SAP. Sometimes the data can be transferred from Clio to SAP, and sometimes the data should be transferred from SAP to non-SAP systems. Sometimes again the data can be transferred from this ECC system to Clio system. So the data direction, the data flow is a bidirectional data flow, to and fro. Okay, so when I am receiving the data from the RPI system to SAP, then I will say inbound to inbound IDOC to SAP. Inbound to SAP. There will be two types of IDOCs. One is inbound IDOC and outbound IDOC. When a data is getting received into the SAP system from the external third-party tool, I can call it as a inbound IDOC.
SAP to non-SAP inbound.
Non-SAP, any system, from any system the data is coming into the SAP system, then you can call it as a inbound IDOC to SAP.
SAP was inbound.
Yes. Yes. So sometimes you will be transferring the data from SAP system to non-SAP systems. That is nothing but a outbound to SAP. Okay, let me take an example. Normally, whenever a material to be received from the vendor, what I will do in SAP ECC system, I will create the purchase order, right? I will create purchase order. Against this particular purchase order will not be downloaded to the non-SAP systems. Only the inbound delivery you have created. Once you created the purchase order, then you will also create the inbound delivery against this particular purchase order. Okay. So once you created this inbound delivery, you need to transfer this inbound delivery to the RPI or Clio systems. How you will transfer? It will not transfer automatically, right? You need to have so much of setup in between. You need to connect SAP system to the RPI system or RPI system to SAP system. But how you will connect? IDOC is fine, but you need to have one intermediate middleware. There should be one middleware in between SAP system and the RPI system, which will try to extract the data from the SAP system and it will try to push to the RPI system in a compatible format. Let us say in SAP I am maintaining the data in the TXT format, but when it goes to the RPI system it should be a XML format. So that particular conversion, where it should happen in the one of the middleware. Middleware is nothing but there are so many middlewares which will be used in the industries. Like I have SAP system, I have non-SAP system like RPI I have. Middleware is also one of the tool only. It is a software. So not ticketing tool. It is a software like SAP. You have software, right? You have RPI as a software. So between SAP and RPI, there is one thing known as a middleware. Middleware also one of the software. Like we have various types of middlewares. What are the types of middlewares?
RFC comes under
RFC is not a middleware, I think, but it will also do the same work how a middleware is performing. RFC calls means
remote function.
a remote function call something is there, right? So if you want to transfer the data from one system to another system, RFC calls also will be one of the task, one of the type, right? So there are various types of middleware that are available in the market. Like you have the BizTalk is one of the middleware. Then you have the PIPO. PIPO is the one of the middleware of the SAP. This is SAP product only. Process interface and process optimizer something is there. Okay, so this is also one of the middleware. BizTalk is one of the middleware. And you have the PIPO also one of the middleware. Okay, what it will do? Middleware, what is the activity? What is the this is SAP developed middleware. Also you have PIPO, BizTalk and eHollier. eHollier is one of the middleware. Okay, so these are the some of the middlewares which will be used to transfer the data from the SAP system to RPI system or RPI to SAP system. Okay, so what is the activity of what is the use of the middleware? It will extract the data. Let us say if you want to transfer one data from SAP to RPI, first let us say you want to create one inbound delivery to be transferred to RPI system. Then what you will do? You will do so many types of settings. Okay, all those settings we will see what type of settings which you are going to perform. So once all the settings are completed at the SAP side, it will try to trigger the IDOC from the SAP. Let us say I created one inbound delivery in SAP system. I want to move the inbound delivery from the SAP system to RPI system. How I will move? I will move in the format of the IDOC. IDOC is nothing but a, what is the full form of IDOC? Huh? Intermediate documents. Intermediate document. Okay, let us say I created one inbound delivery in SAP system. What it will happen? It will automatically generate one outbound IDOC. That particular outbound IDOC will be received to the middleware like BizTalk or PIPO or eHollier. What BizTalk or PIPO or eHollier will do? It will convert this particular IDOC into a TXT format or the XML format. And that particular TXT format and the XML format will be again processed back to the RPI system. Okay, why it is converting the middleware? What is the need?
Because both can understand that text and XML
Yes,
code actually.
yes,
That's the reason it's called as
yes, yes. Because why it is means the middleware is trying to convert the data that is being received from the SAP to the middleware system to be compatible enough to the RPI system. If you send some data, if you send the IDOC directly to the RPI, that IDOC will not read by the RPI system. It will fail over there. So before sending the IDOC to the RPI system, there should be one middleware which will take care of all the conversions.
coding and decoding.
Yes, all the conversions it will do, and it will convert that particular IDOC into a TXT format or the XML format, and that particular XML format or TXT file will be forwarded to the RPI system. So RPI system will read that particular XML file or the TXT file, and it will try to create the inbound delivery within the RPI system as well. Okay, so that is nothing but a interface. There are so many interfaces, inbound interface, outbound interface, thousands of interfaces are there. But the functionality of the interface is to transfer the data from one system to the another system. Okay, then what is conversions? What is conversions? Conversions are nothing but your material master, vendor master, all those uploads. Okay, we have the material master, right? We have material master and we have the vendor master. Yes, we have service master, all those things. We have info records, purchase info records, we have condition records. We have condition records, we have the source list, we have quota, we have quota arrangement, then we have open purchase orders, right? Open purchase requisitions, and we have open purchase orders. Like that, there are so many master data and the open documents. If you want to upload the master data or the some of the open documents into the system, we need to use the so many tools like LSMW. We already seen what is LSMW. You will also have the LTMC. Also, you will have BDC. BDC is nothing but what is the full form of BDC? It is batch data communication. Okay, so we are going to do the conversion. Let us say there is one legacy system. You have one tally system as a legacy system. Your company thought of implementing SAP system. So then before implementing the SAP, whatever may be the master data that is there in the tally system, it should go through the various conversion mechanisms. Conversion mechanism is nothing but first you need to extract the data from the tally system and then you need to cleanse it. Cleanse it means you need to segregate what is the bad data, what is the good data, etc. Bad data and good data you need to segregate, and if there is any duplicates and all those things are there, you just need to remove it from that particular system. And whatever may be the very good quality data is there, that quality data you need to upload into the SAP system so that you will not face any problems because of the not good data. Okay, so this particular conversion of the master data and the open documents into the SAP system is nothing but a conversions. Okay, this is one thing. Then what is enhancement? Enhancement is nothing but enhancement means you have already one solution available with you in your company. That particular solution you want to enhance by using you are using this particular solution from the last 10 years. By using last 10 years, you came to know that there are some minor issues with this particular program. You want to rectify that or you want to enhance that particular program to be applicable for the new developments. Means whatever may be the laws, whatever may be the issues which you have observed in that particular program, you want to make it cleaner, and also you want to enhance the old program so that the performance issues and your whatever may be the new functionalities that you want to add it over here, you can add it. Is nothing but a enhancement. Then what is forms? there are so many enhancements will be there. So all those enhancements are part of enhancements related activity within the implementation project or the support projects. Then what is form? Form is nothing but a PDF document. PDF document which you want to take the printout of that particular document and hand over to the relevant customer or vendor, so that he will be able to supply the materials or he will be able to buy the materials from you. So I will simply show it one form. Like there are various types of forms. Like you created one purchase order. Okay, you created one
Customized formats.
any customized format.
Chalanas.
Chalans,
gate
all those.
passes,
Yes.
Delivery notes.
Yes. Okay, let us say purchase. I created one purchase order. So I created the purchase order. How I will communicate to the vendor? I will communicate with the help of the, either I need to take the printout of that particular purchase order, or I need to send the PDF format copy.
Send mail to you.
Send mail to him.
Auto generate from
Yes.
the system directly.
Yes. So like that. So purchase order printout, purchase requisition printout.
Even quotation also will be.
Yes, so many things. Requisition,
Invoice also.
everything. RFQ. Okay, goods receipt.
Contracts also.
Yeah, so many things. Contract printout. Okay, reservation printout. Reservation or the goods issue slip.
Bill of materials also will get.
Bill of material printout, it is very lengthy, right?
It's very less. One sheet at least.
Yeah, you can take it also.
We'll be having Excel for that also.
Yes. So like that, there are so many forms you want to print it out. Let me show it to you one simple form. Let us see. I want to take the printout of the, what is that? Let me go to the, I want to take the printout of the purchase order via PDF form. How it looks like. I will go to India.
Generally, they're asking, sir, how do you get print from PO? How you can print PO?
ME9F. ME9F is the transaction code.
And program, we can say that Abapar will develop those codes.
Yeah, a paper will develop. Let us say purchase order printout. How the client wants to see.
Okay.
So accordingly, you need to take the requirement from the client, and whatever may be the suggestions he has given, accordingly you need to develop the purchase order printout form.
ME9Fs.
ME9F.
It's
Okay.
common for all, sir. PR printout also.
PR different, PO different, RFQ different.
For each and everything is a
Everything
different.
separate.
Not ME9F is not common for all.
No, it is not common.
Okay.
It's only for purchase orders printout. ME9F is the transaction code.
So code also can be print, sir. Generate from the screen itself.
No, you need to develop the format first.
Okay. But enable that button for print.
No. You need to develop the program first. That particular program you need to attach to the output type.
Okay.
And then once you attach the program to that particular output type, you need to maintain the condition records.
Condition records.
Accordingly, then it will trigger the printout of the form. There are so many things you need to do it. Okay. So how a purchase requisition printout looks like, let us see. I will quickly create one purchase.
Basically, every person should do all these things, sir. The condition records and all.
Yes.
He should aware of all this.
Yes. Okay, but the development will be done by the technical people. You need to coordinate with them. Means whatever may be the table details and the field values they are asking, you need to discuss with them. Okay, let me try to go through the, I will try to create one purchase order. Let us say 500803131. 500803131. 500800132. Let me try to create one. We'll see. I will enter the plant. I will enter the storage location. We will check. Not sure whether. Okay, so I will go to the display mode of this. Hmm?
Release students.
Hmm?
Release.
Release is there. There is no release status. I think. Release is there. There is no release, right? Okay, if I want to take the printout, what is the transaction code? You can directly go to the print preview, right? So this is the purchase order printout, but this is not the completely done, but somebody developed this. Okay, but it is not fully done. Okay, so like this you will see, right? This is the PO number, PO date. Okay, who is the purchasing group going to create this particular will be going to act on this particular purchase order. What is the VAT registration number of this vendor? Okay, who is the vendor? Then you have, this is the plant address at which you are going to ask this particular vendor to deliver the material. What is the delivery date? What are the materials? Material number 1, 1000 tons you ordered. What is the net value? 10,000 rupees. Material number 2, 1000 tons you ordered. Each ton is 1000 rupees. What is the total value? So what is the total purchase order value? 10 lakhs 10,000 rupees is the total purchase order value. But this is the not fully developed one. Somebody developed it, and like this you need to do the generation of the various forms.
There will be some format, standard format, as per the format.
Not standard format. You need to develop on your own format if required.
Company logo and all.
Yes, everything. Okay, so like this you can generate various types of forms like purchase requisition, purchase order, contract, goods receipt, reservation printout, like that. So many things you can everything. What you will do? What is the SAP standard purchase order? What is the SAP standard purchase order printout output type? The SAP standard purchase order printout output type is NEU. NEU is the purchase order standard output type for the purchase order printout. If somebody asked what is the output type, then you need to say for the purchase order PDF format print output, I will take the output type as NEU. Okay, so I will go to the NACE. There is one transaction code known as NACE. For that particular transaction code, we need to maintain the okay, so here somebody created, right? Somebody already developed the purchase order printout here, right?
Yes.
This developed. He might have written one program with the technical people help. So for this particular output type, whatever may be the output type you here you see, right? NAU. For this particular output type, we need to assign the relevant program what he created. Where you will assign that? You will assign that under one of the activity known as a NACE. NACE is the transaction code where you are going to maintain the conditions for the output type control. What is the output type application for the purchase orders printout? It is EF. Just select EF, go to the output types, What is the output type for the purchase order printout? NAU. Select NAU, go to the mails and texts, or go to the routines. Go to the processing routines here and partner functions. Okay, let me go to the processing routines. So here you just click on print output, just double click it over here. So here this is the program which was developed by somebody to create the output for the purchase order printout, and this is the program routine, and this is the format of the this particular purchase order. There are various types of format. This is something MEDRAC. MEDRAC is the format somebody has taken to consider and to develop the purchase order format. Okay, so like this you need to do the configuration. Once the you need to first develop the program. That particular program you need to assign it over here. Okay, normally if you go to the SAP materials management project, they will ask you these questions. Have you developed any form? Okay. If we say I developed, how you developed, they will ask. What configuration settings you did it, they will ask. Then we need to tell all these configuration settings. Okay. Once I have assigned the relevant program to the output type NAU, I will maintain the condition records for the output type NAU. I will select the purchase order. I will go to the condition records. I will select the NAU output and I will go to the condition records. Okay, so here I need to put the condition records for the various combination of the tables. Let us say I want to purchasing output determination. I will try to maintain for the relevant document type, purchase organization and vendor combination. Okay, let me go to the, I will click on execute button. Purchasing document type, I will select NB. Purchase organization NB. Purchase organization is OCCP and vendor 50076. So here for the vendor combination 50076, I need to enter function. What is the function? VN, I think. So and for the partner 50076, I need to select it. I will go to the communication. Output type is LOCL. Print immediately, release the output and number of messages 1 I will put. Okay, so these many things we have to do as a part of your development of the forms. Okay, so in the next class we will further discuss regarding the RICEFs. Also we will try to cover the tickets that we are trying to receive during the any support or the enhancement projects. Okay, so thank you for joining the call. We can meet tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. ఏంటంటా
మెయిల్ లో మనకి ఎక్కిస్తారు కదా సార్
ఆ.
స్పెసిఫికేషన్స్ ఎక్కడ మిస్